Speaking of things going wrong, for those who have played Final Fantasy games before, you will be aware of a little thing called random battles, which leads into what I want to talk about next. Every Final Fantasy game has its own battle theme, and 7's happens to be my favorite. In my opinion, battle themes are supposed to be lively and heroic, which Final Fantasy VII captures nicely here. In fact, sometimes I like to get in a random battle just for the sake of hearing the music. In the orchestrated version heard in Crisis Core, it is even more intense. It's time to change things around a bit. You may have noticed I have been mentioning the game Crisis Core frequently. That is because Final Fantasy VII doesn't just encompass one game, but has actually become a series all its own. This series is called Compilation Final Fantasy VII, and consists of the original game, its prequel Crisis Core, its sequel movie Advent Children, the sequel game to the movie Dirge of Cerberus, and more. Crisis Core focuses on the story of Zack Fair, who is a secondary but still very important character in Final Fantasy VII. Zack is a young and vibrant member of Shinra's elite fighting force, Soldier. He is a second class with aspirations of becoming a first, and under the tutelage of Angel Hewley he fulfills his wish, but is met with a greater struggle as Shinra starts to fall apart around him. While the original Final Fantasy VII piqued my interest in music, this game is what made me fall in love with it. Particularly one song called The Price of Freedom, which only plays twice in the entire game. The first time it plays is during a memory that Sephiroth recounts, and the second and most memorable moment is during Zack's final battle against the Shinra army.
Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep.
The sound of the violin in the song gives it the feeling of longing and desire, the desire for freedom. However, it isn't until the final battle when the song plays that you realize its deeper meaning.
Those wings. I want them too.
The price for his wings, the price for his freedom, was death. As heartbreaking as this is, it isn't all sad. Zack lived on in memory, and in the end of Advent Children, when Cloud sees Zack and Aerith again, the moment is perfectly complemented by another one of my favorite songs, Cloud Smiles. Nobuo Uematsu, the composer of the original Final Fantasy VII score, spoke of this song when he said that anyone would find it hard to picture Cloud smiling, and by reading the script for the movie he was greatly inspired to compose this song. The ending result was this. Through all of the sorrow, everything seems forgotten and unimportant because of this scene. Cloud finally feels as though he has found his place, and he doesn't have to feel alone. This is reflected in the beauty of this song. The softness of the flute offers the listener a sense of relief in conclusion, not to mention the feeling of being uplifted. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hello, you mentioned it but you haven't talked about it yet, where is it? I'm merely saving the best for last, of course. The most famous song in all of Final Fantasy VII, and perhaps the gaming world, is One Winged Angel, the song that first plays at the very end of the original game during your battle with Safer Sephiroth. Perhaps even more famous than Sephiroth himself, One Winged Angel has been remade multiple times for many different games. Its versions include the original song from Final Fantasy VII, the remake for Crisis Core. The remixes for Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts 2. And my personal favorite, the Advent Children version. Described as a fanfare to impending doom, One Winged Angel is considered to be possibly the most innovative idea in the series' musical history. The song revolves around the image of Sephiroth, which explains the Latin lyrics that were taken from medieval poetry. Some people claim that the song is overrated. Maybe that is true and maybe it isn't, but it won't change the fact that this is one of the most recognizable songs of all time.